Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today we are going to be making this Halloween Christmas card. And it is using the Detail Santa Thinlits. Don't mind my B in there. And that comes in a bundle with the Greetings from Santa stamp set. And it is on page 11 of our holiday catalog. It's right here. This is the card that I'm making. I'm just changing it up a little bit just to make it my own. And then on the inside, I'm using the greatest greetings, and I'm using from all of us. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to need a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score that at 4 1/4. And I had somebody ask me on my last video why I'm using my bone folder instead of my score blade on my trimmer. The score blade is fine. I just like the deeper groove that I get when I score with my score blade. And you can certainly use the Simply Scored too. That gives you a good crease in your paper. All right. There is our base. And the next thing that you're going to need is a piece of Whisper White. And this is the full front of the card. So this is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I'm not going to bring in my Big Shot for this part of it. It's really shaking for some reason. And I'll bring it in for the next part because it doesn't seem to shake so bad. But I don't know what the deal is all of a sudden. So I'm going to take this to my Big Shot, and I'm going to put this right at the top so that there's an even border on all 3 sides. And then this is going to go even on these 2 sides, and trying to make this border and this border the same, because we're going to be stamping in here. And I'm going to be using my precision base plate. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this Post-it note tape and tape these down so that they don't move on me. All right, so I'm going to run this through my Big Shot, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I ran this through the Big Shot with the precision base plate, and then while I was there, this is the inside of the card, and this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, and I did the same thing on the inside. I ran this little line here, gives us, because then it'll show the red through the cardstock. It looks pretty. So I ran that also while I was over there. This is for the inside. All right, I'm going to take my brush and my foam pad. My die brush. I'm going to peel this up so I can get in there. And we'll use the die brush. Get out all the little pieces that we can. And the rest, we will use our poker tool. So that came out pretty good. You don't want to just jerk it out. You do want to do it carefully, because you'll rip it if you do it like that. but it does come out pretty good. All right, there we go. And any little pieces that we have left in there, we can just use your poker tool or your fingernail to poke those out. I didn't use my brush when I took this one off. I just took it off to run it through. All right. And then most of the pieces stay inside your little case there, and you can take that right to your trash can and dump that out. All right. So I'm going to take my bone folder. Oh, it looks like I got a little adhesive on from my tape. I'm going to take my adhesive eraser and get that off. It'll come right off. There we go. Alright, but I'm going to take my bone folder, and there's some creases here from the thinlits, and I'm just going to kind of press those down. Oops. Doesn't get it all the way out, but it makes it better. All right. Okay, so we will set that aside for a second. The next thing I'm going to do is with our thinlit again, as if you see in this card, I've got some rosy cheeks and I've got his little glasses right here. In the sampler card in the catalog, there's nothing there. So we're going to take a scrap of basic black and a scrap of, this is Blushing Bride, and I'm going to run that with this die through the Big Shot. I'll bring it in for this one. Doesn't seem to be so bad with these little pieces. For some reason, it's this long piece that really messes it up, or makes it, it's weird. Anyway, so I'm going to take the piece of Blushing Bride and I'm going to put it right underneath his face. And we will run that through. And this will shake a little, sorry. All right, so I'm going to poke out everything. It looks like it didn't cut all the way down here at the base of one of his cheeks. So let's do that again. Maybe I didn't run it through far enough. All right, there we got it. All right, so we'll take this all out. I'm not going to use my fingernail because I don't want to get a dent in it. Okay, get that out of there. I'm just gonna, there we go. And this is all one piece, so you want to be careful. It's only connected by these teeny little pieces here. All right, so there's the face, and then we're going to do the same thing with his glasses. All right. Now those are going to be connected, and we're going to have to cut those out. All right, just like that. Okay. Put that away so I don't lose it. All right. Okay. So the piece for the glasses, you see the glasses right here. Just get all that torn away that you don't need. And you're going to bring in your snips. And I'm going to cut it right down here and then right across the eye right here. And then right here. Okay, and then that's going to lay right on top of his glasses, the white glasses. And then his rosy cheeks are going to fit right, and nose. It's going to fit right in here. And when we put that on our red card base, we'll just put some glue behind it to keep those in place. The glasses, we're going to have to use a little bit of our fine tip glue pen. Get my silicone mat here. Oh, where did you go? Right in front of my face here. Okay, so we'll take the glasses, make sure we put the glue on the correct side. And you don't need a lot. Okay. I'm going to take my tweezers. And that's going to go right here. On top of the white. All right. All right, there we go. All right, now I'm going to take this and we're going to do our stamping. And we're going to use the Happy Christmas to all and to all a good night. And I'm going to use my old olive ink. And that's going to go right here in this area. See how I do on this here. And then we'll hold it down, give it some good pressure so that the ink soaks into the paper. All right. Pretty good. All right. Okay, so now before we stick that to the card, I'm going to take a toothpick and some of our Flirty Flamingo. And I'm just going to give him some rosy cheeks. very, very lightly. And I'm also going to give them just a little rosy nose. There we go. I'm also going to take my clear Wink of Stella, and I'm going to run that all over the trim of the hat. And then this little ball at the end of his hat. Okay. All right, and one last thing. I'm going to take my basic black marker, and I'm using the small end, and I'm just going to dot Santa's eyes. Just like that. Kind of makes him just come alive. All right. Now we can take this and we will flip it over, and I'm going to use my white Tombow glue. And I'm going to put this all along the edges of my card here. I'm going to put some on the bigger images or the bigger sections of Santa, and just dot some of the smaller sections. All right, I think that's good. All right, and then that's going to go right on the front of our card. So what I'm going to do, oops, I forgot. I'm going to, since the face stayed in here this time, I'm just going to put some glue on there. And I'm just going to stand this up and meet them in just like that. And then that's going to get all, take my big block here, and that's going to give it some weight while that dries. I'm going to take the inside piece, and from that stamp set, the Greatest Greetings I'm going to use from All of Us. And I'm going to reuse Real Red for this one. Well, I just did a boo-boo, but we'll get this done, and then I'll show you what I did. Because I definitely wanted to do that beforehand, but it's okay. And that's going to go right in the middle. Right, like that. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for a second, show you what I did. I forgot to do these snowflakes right here. And you definitely want to do that before you put this all together in case you mess up. hopefully I'm not going to mess up. I did emboss these. And what I did is I just sent the Santa piece right on top while I embossed, stamped. And then I put it down after I got all my embossing done. But we'll see what happens here. So I use my embossing buddy. I'm using the 3 little snowflakes that come in the set. I'm using the white craft ink, and this is a pigment ink, so it does stay wet longer. That's why I use that one, and I also wanted them nice and white. I'm using my white embossing powder. And someone also asked me on my last video about this, how I keep my spoon attached to my lid. These are just little command hooks that I adhered to my lid, and then these little spoons I got on Amazon. They're like tasting spoons, and it just fits right in there perfectly. All right, so let's get all this ready. So I'm going to take my white pigment ink, all right. Now we'll take some of our powder and put that on here. Not sure if that's embossing powder or the powder from the embossing buddy, but I'm going to get it off there nonetheless. Okay, now let me get my heat tool, and I'm going to heat that up before I bring it to the paper. And that just makes those really bright white. And I'm going to take my heat tool to the back. All right, I'm going to take my fine tip glue pen, and I must not have gotten any glue on the little hat there. So I'm going to put that on there while I put my stuff away. And that just clicks right on there. And there you go. All right. All right. Let's get that rest of that embossing buddy powder off of there. All right, now we will take our inside and my fast fuse, and that will go right on the inside. And there it is. Sorry. I just want to show you that the glue it just comes right off. All right, there's that one, and here is the first one. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below and I'll be happy to answer them. All supplies can be purchased in my online store at www.happystamp.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.